Hey guys, I'm here live with you to talk to you about the truth about feeling stuck in your goals, whether it's to rest more, sleep more, run a 5K, doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, but sometimes we get in our own way. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about self-sabotage and how we can overcome it. So I'm going to stick around here for a moment and you can just let me know if you can hear me. I see somebody's tuning in. Alexa's here. Awesome. Alexa, can you hear me? I'm gonna see if I can push. I have to use my phone today because my camera isn't working. And Lisa is watching. So guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just let me know. You can give me a thumbs up. You can say, yes, we can hear you. I'm so glad you're tuning in. Alexa can hear me. Amazing. Awesome. Yeah, so there can be a tendency for awesome. Lisa and Alexa can both hear me. Great, thumbs up, cool. So the reason I wanted to come in and talk to you guys live, not only are we coming in on week 8 of the 5K, but a lot of you are in strength training. We're coming out of January, and around this time, people can start experiencing some self-sabotaging behavior, the feeling that you want to give up or that you can't do it today. And that's something that's really common, and I work with women on that all of the time, both in my coaching and in my kinesiology practice. And I want to tell you, number one, you're not alone, and I'm really glad that you're here. So the tendency is for us to start blaming our external influences or external circumstances. And some of the things I've heard lately is it's too cold, it's too snowy, my work is really demanding, like my kids are really demanding, COVID isn't over yet. And when we wait for things like that to be over, we're giving our power away. And sometimes we don't even recognize that we're actually doing it. So I'm going to give you some tips in this really short live in about 15 or 20 minutes, just on how you can correct that for yourself, because it's not saying I'm going to get to it tomorrow. You guys know, I know that doesn't work. Okay. So what I have to share with you is not about these small steps to change, committing to another 28 days or another challenge, or signing up for something for accountability. There's an actual psychological issue behind self-sabotage that might be ingrained in you. So whatever your goals are right now, if you've ever experienced self-sabotage, this is going to shed light on that for you. And I'm going to give you some tips to be able to release that so that you can have your healthful, energetic life. What I'm going to share with you has helped me. It's helped my clients live fuller lives. And if you guys joined me or you saw my last live, you know that, first of all, the supplements are a part of my life journey, but so is mindset work. And living in this head and in this life hasn't always been easy for me. Depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, alcoholism, rapid weight gain, rapid weight loss, fad dieting, all of that is a part of my unique story. But the number one thing that has helped me stay out of self-sabotage is some of the mindset work. And so that's what I really have to share with you today about the psychological stuff that gets in the way of us being able to just move forward. So it wasn't too long ago that I felt like, and maybe you feel like this now today or in your life, that there's too much work to do, strapped for time with the kids. And I thought to myself, how am I going to get through the day? How am I going to get through the day and work out and eat healthier and have fun? It's really overwhelming, right? Tell me I'm not alone in this, that can be really overwhelming. It's like on top of all this stuff, I have to think about how to take care of myself, right? And then it feels like, well, I can't possibly take care of myself because all of these other things are going on, right? And I'll tell you what though, with all the work that I've done on myself, what I'm going to share with you in order to overcome that really overwhelming, cloudy feeling that feels like I can't do this today, is what I use to get, thank you, Alexa says I'm not alone, is what I use to get through the biggest disruption in my entire life. In my 38 years of life, the biggest disruption has been COVID, okay? From memory. I've had a lot of stuff in my childhood go on, but this in my adult life is the biggest disruption that I can call to memory. And somehow I've been able to consistently be able to keep up with healthy habits and to not self-sabotage and to not use that as a way of bringing harm to myself. And the truth is, so many of us have, and we're on the upswing of that, and it's a really beautiful thing. But the reason that I've been able to sustain it from beginning to end is because I've adopted the idea that just because things are happening around me doesn't mean they're happening to me, right? And I'm also going to give you another tip, and something that's really common for a lot of women is that you look for systems to try to squeeze yourself into. And the reason for that is because people only really know of one way of doing things. They think that finally being more organized or more disciplined when whatever the thing is that's happening is over, whether it's work, COVID, the kids get older, things like that, that things will get easier. But that's not true. That's a mindset, right? We're imagining, oh, when this is over, things get easier. It's still going to be hard because that's you in your head believing how difficult something is. And now I don't want to dismiss our experience of things being hard, but you can do hard things. Okay. And there's something else that's going on in you, ingrained in your mind, that we need to release so that it doesn't feel so hard. It's not as easy as saying, I'm just going to try it and see what happens. Right. And I want to prove to you that you don't need a different system. You don't need a new organization system. You don't need anything else but yourself right now to understand and overcome what's going on with you. Okay. Because the problem isn't what's going on with you. It's actually what's happening inside, right? It's not with you and your external circumstances. It's what's going on in here. And if we can figure that out, then we can finally find relief and motivation to change. Okay. So are you guys ready? Because I'm going to give you 3 examples, and probably if you're watching this, you fit in one of these 3 examples of women that I've worked with on this. Because I didn't just tell them what to do. I'm going to show you how I help them with some really relatable things. I see some thumbs up of people who are ready for this. So tell me in the comments below if you've ever had the same struggle. Okay, so number 1, you've tried a lot of diets or a lot of programs, but none of them ever stuck. So if that's something that you've experienced, let me know. You can just say me, give me a thumbs up. The second example is wanting help incorporating habits into your day because it feels like you don't have any time. So you want easy ways of incorporating habits in your day, right? So that's another example of the reason that people call me and they want coaching. And then there's a third one where somebody's like, I don't even know what the healthy habits are. There's so many and it's so overwhelming. I don't even know what to pick. So if you feel like you fit in one of those 3 things, then what I have to offer you today, if you've ever experienced any of those, is really going to be helpful to you. So I want you to stick around because I'm going to give you the solution to that. So you've either tried everything or you've tried a lot of things, but they haven't stuck. You know what to do, but you can't seem to find the time to do it, or you aren't sure how to take care of yourself at all and you're looking for guidance, right? Those are the 3 main reasons that people call me. And it seems simple enough. And here's how most coaches work, right? Problem number 1, I've tried everything, but nothing stuck. Okay, I promise you, I have a new system for you. This one's really gonna work this time, right? I can give you a new plan. Try this one. Then there's the second one, right? The one where you aren't sure how to, you can't seem to find time to do it. And the problem with that one is that the coach will say, sure, I'll help you with time management. And you're like, oh, thank God. Okay, so I'm gonna manage my time better. But then there's the third one where you're looking for guidance. You're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, oh, I will give you the healthy habits, right? So a regular person, somebody who's well-versed in nutrition and behavioral change will say, yes, here's the plan and I'm going to give it to you. But I'm promising you that those don't work. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason that those don't work. Lisa says, finding the time tends to be where I go back to, and I need to remind myself that COVID has made it easier to be honest. Yeah, about your time. Yeah. So number 1, I love that, Lisa. Be grateful for what something like traumatic has brought into your life and what it has to offer, not how it's limiting. I love that. That's amazing. And the thing is that when we start to think like that about what does something that is hard for me or seemingly harmful have to offer, then we're starting to switch our thinking. So Lisa, I appreciate you saying that. Because I've worked with women who've tried everything to resolve these issues, and it won't work if I hand you a piece of paper or I send you on a meal plan or I tell you to start doing something at a certain time. There's something that you have to release in your brain that's actually going on. It's deep and there's a truth to it. So if you're ready for the truth, give me another thumbs up. Let me know in the comments that you're ready for that truth. Because the women that were stuck, it has nothing to do with their discipline or their environments or what's going on around them actually, right? And so what I discovered in our work together, in my work with them through belief work and through kinesiology, is that they were experiencing something. Alexa's ready. So this is what I want you guys to take away. And you can even get a pen and paper and write this down. There's something called a psychological reversal. And what this means is that rather than experiencing positive emotions and self-acceptance when incorporating behavioral change, like eating healthier or making time for myself, or creating healthy habits that I inherently know are good for me, people with psychological reversals experience positive situations as uncomfortable. And so they end up self-sabotaging. And this is a really common thing that can happen to mothers. It can happen from earlier childhood experiences or traumatic events. And it's completely subconscious. I have sort of a sixth sense for this stuff though. So when people talk to me, I can hear the reversals in their language, and it's usually rooted in something that you believe or an experience that you had from a long time ago. And there's an easy way to switch that, but it takes a little bit of belief work. So the only way to fix this for yourself is to bring the focus away, number one, from the external circumstance or the external influence that you're blaming, back to yourself. Love and accept the fact that you believe that in the first place so you can get your power back. It is up to me to change, and then be really deliberate about changing the limiting belief. Accept that you believe that, and then know that there's a solution. Okay? There's 12 categories of psychological reversals, but I'm going to use the 3 examples from here because they're the most common with women that come in to see me, especially for people who are stuck on their health goals. Okay, so let's start with the first one. She tried all of these diets and programs, none of them ever stuck. But in deeper conversation with her, she doesn't need another program to fail her. What happened is that every single program that she tried, number one, it didn't work out, but it also made her sick. So every food program that she ever tried in order to lose weight made her bloated, uncomfortable, gassy, and not feeling well. So that's meals sent to her home, smoothies, challenges. And what happened is that she actually had a food intolerance or a sensitivity that she didn't know about with all of those foods. And she felt horrible every time she dieted. So the story that she's rewriting into her body, every time she diets, she's going to be sick. So she has a psychological reversal that it's not safe for her to make healthy choices. She has created a situation and a memory, a cellular memory in her body that it is unsafe for her to be healthy, because when she's healthy, it makes her sick. Her body made her believe it wasn't safe to make healthy changes. So you may have this kind of experience with that, but if this sounds a little bit like you, like it doesn't feel safe for me to make healthy change, it may have been you were hurt physically, right? If you're running the 5K and you have an old injury come up, that could be the story that you're telling yourself about, I can't go on because when I work out, I get hurt. When I exercise, this old thing comes up. These are traumas that get stuck in the body. You also may emotionally have been affected if you made a healthy choice and something happened to somebody in your family or to yourself emotionally. Like maybe you were in the middle of a really great time and then some tragedy happened. Well, that can get stuck in the body and cause a reversal so that you think subconsciously it's not safe for you to continue. So if you suspect that that's an issue for you, there's a way to release that. So here's what I do in my tapping work with my clients. So number one, you can just acknowledge that for yourself, and then you could just journal about it. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe it's not safe for me to make healthy choices, okay? But you can also tap, and this is the more effective way to do it. There's a spot on the side of your hand, small intestine 3, so I do work with acupressure points. And you clap it for yourself. You can do chopping, you can clap your fists together, and you simply say to yourself, you guys can, I don't see you, so you can do this right now. You can release any of these reversals for yourself right now. You can just say, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe healthy choices are unsafe for me. Okay, and you can say that a couple of times for yourself. Once you can completely accept full responsibility for believing that healthy choices are unsafe for you, then you can tap in the work to correct the belief. So on the right-hand side is where we right the wrong, is what I like to say. And so what you would do is tap around the right ear, and you would say to yourself, whatever the thing is, you say, I no longer believe that running is unsafe for me, or I no longer believe that healthy choices are unsafe for me. I no longer believe that healthy eating is unsafe. Okay, and then on the left side, this is your logic side. You just state what's true for you. Eating healthily is totally safe for me. I trust myself to make decisions that work for me. It is safe for me to make choices that are healthy for me, and I know my unique body. So a lot of this language comes really easily to me because I've worked with so many women on this. If you don't find it coming easily to you, obviously booking a session with me could be really helpful, but I can also generate a list of beliefs that you can go through and you can kind of check in on yourself. So first psychological reversal, super common, is that somewhere in your subconscious believes that your choice is not safe for you. If that's true, clap it out, tap on the right, the opposing thing. Alexis says this feels so powerful already. Good. And then on the left, state what's true for you. Okay. The second psychological reversal that I want to talk about is the one where the woman came to me because she wanted help incorporating healthy habits into her day when she felt like she had zero time. Her limiting belief is that deep rooted somewhere in her life, she was led to believe that valuing herself doesn't come from healthy habits, but it actually comes from other places. So she's shoved in all of this other stuff that takes up her time, and none of it has to do with her. And on top of it, that makes her miserable, which then makes it feel impossible. So the reversal, the psychological reversal there is the idea of possibility. And so she didn't think it was possible for her to get over the challenge because there was no space in her life, physically, emotionally, in her work balance life. She didn't see that it was possible to be able to get over that challenge. And that all was rooted actually in the way she valued and what she valued in her life. So we need to first deeply and completely love and accept yourself for believing that, because it's okay. Somewhere in the subconscious, this has become a problem. So if this sounds true for you, and you can just release it anyway, it doesn't matter if it's for you or not, just you can do it along with me. So you can clap and take a breath. You can say to yourself or out loud, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe it's not possible for me to incorporate healthy habits into my life. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe it's not possible for me to run a 5K. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe it's not possible for me to show up at boot camp at 6 o'clock in the morning. Right? I have people email me and say, Helen, I can't do it. Yes, you can. You believe you can. So accept that you believe that you can't. Take the power back. Be responsible, right? Now we're going to tap in the beliefs. On the right-hand side, you're going to erase the wrong. So I no longer believe this. I no longer believe time is a problem for me. I no longer believe getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning is a problem for me. I no longer believe that incorporating healthy habits in my life is a problem for me. On the left side, logic, talk directly to yourself. Choosing exercise feels good and is necessary for me to thrive. It's easy for me to find time to prioritize exercise. It's easy for me to find ways to incorporate healthy habits into my day. Choosing healthy habits feels good. It's necessary for me. I can do this, okay? So that's the second one. The third reversal is the reversal of safety for others. Mamas, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to everybody who feels like they need to put everybody else's needs first. Your family's needs, your friends' needs, your coworkers' needs, your kids' needs. This is for you, okay? Because this last one, who didn't think she knew what healthy habits actually were, the truth was that she spent so much time thinking about other people, she didn't even find time to reflect on what was actually going to work for her. She was in such a panic state. She's like, I don't know, tell me where to start. Everybody has a starting point, and you guys can find what that starting point is. But if you're spending all of your time taking care of other people and not yourself, number one, they need you. okay? But you're creating a story and a reversal that it's not safe for them if you take care of yourself. Guys, that's terrifying, right? That's terrifying. You're afraid to take care of yourself because it's unsafe for somebody else. It's so common. And so if you find yourself saying things like, I can't go for a run because, you know, I need to make lunch for the kids, or I can't possibly eat a healthy lunch because I don't know what to feed my kids, and it's always about like the other, or I can't make change because my husband or wife or partner can't get on board with me, or I have to drink alcohol at social events because other people are, you're having a reversal. You believe it's not safe for you to take care of yourself because of somebody else's shit. Okay? So I want you guys to clap this out with me, because this is the third most common, and in my opinion, the most detrimental of all of the reversals, because it's always going to be a problem for somebody else. And us, the caretaking, empathetic people, have that in their body somewhere, somehow, maybe from childhood, maybe from adulthood. You created this anxiety about it. So we're going to clap this out together too. Okay, so we're going to clap our hands together, and we're going to say, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe it's not safe for other people if I take care of myself. And we'll do a couple of them. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe it's not safe for my kids if I go running. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even if I believe it's not safe or comfortable for my partner if I don't have a drink. Right? How common is that? You're afraid not to have a drink on Friday because it's the way you connect with your spouse. Okay, fine, we can have space for that. But if it's getting in the way of your health goals, you're using somebody else's joy or whatever it is that they're doing to your detriment. We gotta let that go. All right, now, right side. I no longer feel taking care of myself is a problem. I no longer feel like taking care of myself is a problem for other people. I no longer feel like taking care of myself is unsafe for others. I no longer feel like going for a run is abandoning my kids. I no longer feel like exercise is hard for me when my kids are around. I no longer feel like eating the foods that make me thrive is hard for me when my kids' food is in front of my face. That's special for somebody that just came to me with that problem. Okay, now left side. Taking care of myself in the company of other people is effortless. Taking care of myself is safe for other people. It's necessary for me to take care of myself in the company of others. Other people care about me. I must take care of myself. Okay? Oh man, that's good stuff. Is anybody else breathing better? Michelle says, I was taught at a young age that making good choices for myself was hurtful to people close to me. That was paralyzing and has been major for me to be aware of to keep being healthy and active. Totally. Same thing. Anybody who grew up in a broken home, alcoholic home, like abusive home in any way, like without giving it judgment or quantity or any of that, suffers from that I can't take care of myself because it's going to harm someone else. Right? Or like if you have the parent, my mom used to say to me, Helen, I gave birth to you and you can't even take the trash out. I mean, it's like these like things that just come in and attack you and the way you feel about yourself. That stuff is in there telling you how to live your life today. And I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be that way. And I'm telling you that you can reverse that. But it's important for you to understand what it is that's causing the self-sabotage. So if it's one of these three things, safety for yourself, safety for others, or possibility, you just don't think it's possible, right? Maybe you've tried so many times it's not possible or it's not safe for you. Again, there's 12 of them. And so I just want you guys to have to be relieved to know that it's you the whole time. It's not these other things. It's you, and you have complete control and empowerment over that. You don't have to wait to take action. It's simply the belief that you have that's stuck in your body because of an experience you had or because of a multitude of experiences that led you to end up in this way. And as I told you in the beginning, you know, that there is a solution to this. And those are 3 ways that you can incorporate into your life and then journal about it afterward that can help you feel better today and overcome that. And even if you feel like you're in the middle of a self-sabotage moment, if you just start clapping on small intestine 3, you can just explore if it's a reversal for you. Like all of a sudden you might just kind of snap out of it. So you might not even know what to say to yourself. You might not have the language for it. That's okay too. Right? But you can explore if this is a reversal and I tap here and just take some deep breaths and it snaps me out of it, maybe I can explore that a little more. Just say, you know what? I know this choice I'm making, or I'm looking here, I'm struggling, and I deeply and completely accept myself even though I'm struggling. That could be enough for you. I deeply and completely accept myself even though I'm struggling right now. I believe this struggle is keeping me back, but I accept myself anyway. See where it takes you. Okay, and if you guys wanna book a call with me, you know, I have this sort of like, as I told you before, this 6th sense superpower to hear the limiting beliefs and the way that people just tell me their stories, then you can book a call with me, tell me your story, and I'll help you come up with the reversal that would be right for you, the tapping exercise that could help you move through that, and obviously, you know, be my pleasure to do that. And we can do that over the phone, but we can also do it here in my studio with a couple of other manual tapping techniques and other things that can help you move through it. So I will put the link to book a call with me if that's something you're interested in the comments. But other than that, I hope you find this really useful. And anytime you feel stuck, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Right the wrong on the right side. I no longer feel tempted to have this thing or whatever it is. I no longer feel like running is hard for me. And then it's easy for me, necessary for me, and I trust myself on the left side. Talk right directly to yourself. And I found that to be really helpful in my journey to health. So thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been lovely being here, and I'll see you next time.